What's up, Builders Club TV Nation? You got Dewan Jones here, your professional stay-at-home dad. And boy, I'm excited once again, family, for the guest that we got for you tonight. The gentleman we'll be speaking to is definitely doing some incredible damage out there in these internet streets, dominating your timelines. You've probably seen or heard the name Marquel Russell. He's on the show tonight, family. He's an entrepreneur, marketing and branding expert, online marketer. Excited to have him tonight to talk with him, get inside of his mind really quickly, man, and talk to him. You know how we do it, family. Let me get myself on camera so I can speak directly to you. And as always, want to thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for talking about the platform. Again, this is for the culture. Let me make sure that our good friend Marquel is on with us. Can you hear me okay, man? I can hear you loud and clear. What's going on, brother?
Oh, man, life's amazing, man. Life's amazing, man. I can't complain at all, man. I can't complain at all, man.
Amazing. Awesome, man. Hey, we want to thank you for coming on to the show, man. Definitely got excited when we found out you'd be coming on, man, and you'd be talking with us. So thank you for coming on to the show, brother.
No problem, man. It's an honor, man. I appreciate you reaching out, man. I always love to serve, man. Anytime somebody like yourself is doing big things and I can, serve your audience in any way. I mean, I don't take that lightly, number one, because I'm very particular about who I introduce to my audience or get on our stage or anything like that. So I definitely count it as an honor and a privilege, man, to be here to serve.
Amazing. Well, man, I want to jump right into it, man, while we have you here. If you've seen the show a little bit, Marquel, we like to throw our guests into the Builders Club TV time machine and talk to you a little bit about your past. The family knows because we've been speaking to a lot of phenomenal, influential people online in this home business or entrepreneurship journey. And we've been learning a lot, man, learning so much when it comes to looking into the path of successful people. We've been figuring out there's so much to learn, man. So we like to dig into your past a little bit and talk to you about your road to success. Can we do that, man?
Yeah, absolutely. So for me, man, I'll give you the abridged version, man, because it can get pretty lengthy. So, long story short, man, so I grew up here in Atlanta. My mom raised me and my two sisters by herself. So where I grew up, man, the ideal job, everybody wanted to get a job working for the city. So if you know what working for the city is, that's those individuals who fix the roads and they take out and they come to the apartment complexes and empty the dumpsters and so forth, and they fix the potholes and all that good stuff, right? Or they cut the grass on the medians on the interstate, all that good stuff. So that's the ideal job for everybody who I grew up with. For me, I wanted to be rich, and I knew that going that path wasn't going to get me rich, right. And I know that going the traditional path that everybody was telling me wasn't going to get me rich either. People were telling me to go to school, get a good job, get good grades, graduate, go to college, graduate from college and go get a job. So, but nobody who I knew who followed that plan actually was wealthy or doing well. People around me who there was, we used to have a candy lady where I grew up, and we couldn't even get $1 to go to the candy lady. And I could never figure out how somebody could follow that plan. And then at the end of the day, they don't even have a couple dollars to go to the candy lady. So that's me and my young mind thinking that. So long story short, the people who I knew who were doing success, who were successful in my eyes, was my cousins, and they were selling drugs at the time. Mm-hmm. So I jumped out in the streets. I kind of followed their path. Started selling drugs at a really young age. I ended up dropping out of high school in 10th grade. So I literally have a 9th grade education. I have a GED at this point. So one thing led to another. Started going back and forth to jail. I had my first son when I was 19. I was in jail when he was born, and I turned 19 in jail. So it was very interesting. So at that point, I said, when I get out, I'm going to do this job thing. I'm going to give this job thing a shot. So I said, I got to get me 2 jobs because I know one job wasn't going to get it. So got me a job. A buddy of mine got me a job working at this place called Petro here in Atlanta, changing oil and tires on 18-wheelers. So I worked there for maybe about a week or 2, but I was covered in oil every day. I was used to being fly, so I was like, okay, this ain't gonna work. And I looked at the price list one day. I looked at the price list and I saw that every hour they made $300 per truck, essentially off the work that I did, and I only got paid $8 an hour. So for me, I said, where I'm from, that's pimping. That's called pimping where I'm from. So I was like, all right, you know what? I can figure out how to make $8 an hour at home. So I went back to the streets, started selling drugs again. But this time, I parlayed the money I was making to starting my own entertainment company, because all the guys I grew up watching, the Master P's and, the Jay Princes, and the Brave Babies and all these guys, they and Jay-Z and so forth, they parlayed what they were doing in the streets to start an entertainment company. So I went that path. So we did well in the entertainment world. I bought a studio, got the whole thing, flipped. It actually was a hair salon before we got it. We got the whole thing gutted, turned it into a studio, and that's when I started my entertainment company. So started doing club promotions and artist management throughout the city. So I was in the club one night, and a guy approaches me. He thought I was somebody else, but he approaches me. He thought I was actually my brother, basically. And he was like, he started talking to me and telling me about, he asked me a question. He said, "Hey, how many people you know with a cell phone?" And I was like, "Well, everybody I know has a cell phone." And it was like, "Well, what if every time they got paid, or every time they paid their bill, you got paid?" And I said, well, that'd be incredible. So he said, "Well, we have this new technology, we're showing people how to make money off everybody who know with a cell phone. We're expanding in this market. We're looking for some other people. My mentor, who's a millionaire, who's going to be in town showing other people how he did it or how she did it. It's going to be in town Wednesday." So I'm like, okay, great. So we went to this event that Wednesday. They start breaking down, how I can get two, and then all they have to do is get two, and then all they have to do is get two, and all they get two, and they'll get two, and they'll get two, and I'll be making millions of dollars, traveling the world, sipping pina coladas, wearing expensive suits, company paid for all this good stuff. So I was like, I'm in. I bought in hook, line, and sinker, right? So bought into that, and long story short, this was network marketing. I never heard of network marketing, but apparently everybody who I knew about network marketing, because as I showed it to them, because I had some influence. I was, doing my thing, so I knew a lot of people. But when I showed it to people were telling me that I was in a pyramid scheme. And I was like, y'all knew about this? Y'all didn't ever tell me about it? So I kind of ran my course. I kind of was about to quit, but the guys who recruited me were still reaching out to me. And I was like, man, I already paid these people $500. Like, why are they still reaching out to me? But apparently they saw something in me that I didn't see in myself at the time. I didn't know anything about social media, none of that type of stuff. Well, I knew about it, but I couldn't even send an email at this point. So long story short, they reached out to me, invited me to a national conference that the company was having. I went to the conference. I saw a whole bunch of thousands of other people who looked like me who was having success. And I was like, maybe they could have tricked me, but there's no way possible they could have tricked all of these people. Right. So I came out of the event. I don't know what happened, but I came out full throttle. I hit a couple rank advancements in the company, and things just kind of stagnated because I ran out of people to talk to. And at that moment, somebody in my team introduced me to this world of online marketing. They sent me a link. I watched this free video series, and I had an opportunity to buy this ebook, which was $40. I read the sales letter maybe 100 times before I bought it, and then I bought it. It was $40, $39. I bought that. And they started teaching me about how to attract people to me versus going out doing home parties, home meetings, and things of that nature. So I started buying courses and, just kind of went down this whole internet marketing rabbit holes, but I wasn't implementing anything, right? I was just buying courses because in my mind, I thought knowledge was power. That's always what I heard, right? So the more knowledge I consume, the more notes I take, the more power I'm getting. But in reality, knowledge is only potential power, right? Applied knowledge is what the power is, but it took me a few years and a lot of money and a lot of headache and frustration to figure that out. But once I started implementing, and one of my mentors simplified this stuff for me, and he was like, "Look, man, all you gotta do is pick one thing." At that time, that thing I chose was content creation. So every day I created a piece of content, and I began to start generating some leads over time, and then I started to build a brand for myself because I was putting out valuable content. Then people started reaching out to me, asking me what I was doing, asking me to teach them. The last network, I went through 3 or 4 different network marketing companies. The last one I was in, I became the #1 recruiter out of 50,000 associates.
Wow.
And that was kind of my transition out of network marketing. I actually, consult with network marketing companies now, but we transitioned because a lot of people was, reaching out to pay us to teach them what we were doing in terms of generating leads and attracting clients and things of that nature. And I realized that there's a whole world called consulting and coaching and things of that nature. So at that point, I kind of pulled away from the network marketing world, started our own company called Get Big Ticket Clients. And our main focus is helping business owners get more leads, get more clients, enjoy more profit, have more time and impact, and really how to automate that whole process and actually attract premium paying clients. And that's, and that's what kind of brought me here with you today.
Wow. That's amazing. It's a lot to unpack. Let me ask you this though, because when you take a look at Marquel Russell online. In fact, I think the first time I discovered you, man, I just saw you on a video and you were walking. I think you're walking through a neighborhood or something like that, and you were talking, but I think the mute button was on, and I couldn't hear your voice. All I saw was your presentation, right? And typically when you see people online, they're wearing a suit, they got a tie on, you know what I mean? They might be wearing a nice fancy watch or something like that, but you would seem like a regular guy, probably like somebody I would, kick it with, like one of the homies, right? But when I turned the volume on and I heard you start, I heard you speaking, I was like, man, this guy here is incredible. This guy knows his stuff. And I was like completely blown away by how knowledgeable you were with marketing. Now you just basically laid out your path in terms of how you were introduced to network marketing, home business. But when did you figure out that you could really tackle this online stuff? Like, because think about it, there's a lot of people who want to be consultants. They want to learn this marketing stuff, but you're actually doing it. When did you figure out that this could be something you would be good at?
Man, so it's crazy. So it's interesting, man. So as I kind of transitioned into this world, I saw a lot of people making a ton of money. Well, at least saying they were making a ton of money. And then I started to realize, like, marketing is the number one skill to have. Some people say with sales, some people say sales is the number one skill to have. I agree, sales is important, but if you don't have anybody to sell to, you're in trouble. Marketing gets you in a position to have an endless amount of people to sell to. Like, there's 534,000 businesses that go out of business. That start a business every single month. Within 18 months, 8 out of 10 of those businesses are out of business. And then the other half are typically out of business within 5 years. So it's a very small fraction that actually are still in business. Even smaller percentage get to 6 figures, and an even smaller percentage get to 7 figures, right? And the number one differentiator, anytime I speak at events and so forth, and I ask people, why do y'all think these people are going out of business? And the number one thing I hear is, lack of cash flow, lack of capital, lack of investors, things of that nature. But that all boils down to the lack of the ability to get customers and clients on a consistent daily basis. So when you know how to get customers and clients every single day on a consistent basis, you pretty much never have to worry about money again.
Wow. And that's one of the things that you really talk about, obviously have mastered and coach people on. So you're probably one of the most qualified people to ask this question or answer this question. In terms of home business or network marketing, there's still a lot of people who are on the fence with marketing online or online marketing and how effective it can be in the network marketing business model, right? Still a lot of people are thinking, well, this is a belly to belly type of business where you need to be in the same room with the person. But you just, pointed out the success that you were able to have, reaching people that you probably never even met, right? How important do you think building an online presence or starting to tap into online marketing, how important is that these days, even for a network marketer?
I think it's extremely important, Dewan, because you can only do so many presentations. Like, you can only do so many presentations, right? You can only do so many one-on-ones. You can only do a whole home party so many times. But if you set yourself up where now you have a presentation online, and that presentation is working for you every single day, 24/7, 365, now you exponentially grow, because network marketing is all about exposures. Like, the more exposures you get, meaning the more people you get in front of your presentation, the more money you make. That's just the bottom line. So if you can leverage the internet, you can get in front of way more people than just people who are like within your network, or just people who can fit in your home for a presentation, or who get to a hotel meeting. Now people don't even have to leave their house to come to your presentation. They can actually see your presentation right online, and you can automate that whole process.
Okay. Let me ask you this: for a person who has been considering getting online, taking their business online, and really tackling the online business, what kind of advice do you have for somebody? Because there's a lot of information out there. Obviously, there's a wealth of information out there, and then there's so many people who are saying, "Hey, I have the keys to success," right? What kind of advice do you have for someone who's looking for a mentor, right, and looking for their entry into learning the online world?
I would say pick one person. I would say pick one person to follow. One person. And how do you qualify this person? You qualify this person as, okay, does this person really have results? And I don't mean just talking about results or just look good or just, got the nice suits or, the cars or whatever the case may be, because all that stuff is like, a lot of that stuff is smoke and mirrors online, specifically in network marketing, to be honest with you. So it's like, find somebody who has the results, but not only has the results personally for themselves, but also has a track record of duplicating their efforts, or knowledge sharing what they do, and actually they have a track record of other individuals who are successful as well. So they're not the only person that's making money, but they have other people who've implemented the process, and they can actually teach what they do. Because just because somebody's good at something, it doesn't mean that they can actually teach it, right? Just because somebody can cook really good doesn't mean they can teach other people how to cook, right? So it's like, find somebody who's good, they have the results, they have a specific step-by-step process to help you get results, and this process has been proven by them sharing it with other people, so they have testimonials and other people who can vouch for their work. That would be my recommendation. And just get focused, and then the most important part is actually implement what they say. Implement to the T what they say. Don't overthink it. Don't try to come up with your own ways. Don't come up with your, well, what if this, or what if I do it this way? But implement what they say. Take immediate action on it, and just continue and stick to the process.
That's good stuff. Another thing I want to ask you, Facebook, because you're masterful when it comes to Facebook, man, and we see you on Facebook all the time. Two things I want to ask you is, well, first I want to ask you this: what are some of the things you see out there, the scope that you have? What are some of the things that you see people in network marketing specifically doing wrong when it comes to Facebook?
So I think on Facebook, people are making it too much about their opportunity. So everybody's posting about their latest, greatest opportunity. Oh, this new ground floor opportunity. This new CBD oil, or this new body wrap, or this new Bitcoin thing, or this new Forex thing. They're making it so much about the opportunity in the company and what it is, but they're not talking about what it does. Right. So they're not positioning. First of all, what they should do is position themselves as the brand. Right. So if you're in a Forex deal, start positioning yourself as a Forex expert and start teaching people about Forex, what it does, the power of it, and start educating people and position yourself as a Forex expert. Or if you're in the CBD space or you're in the health space, position yourself as a health expert. And you don't got to know everything about health or everything about Forex or everything about crypto or everything about, bulk carrot bars or whatever, or any of these other opportunities, right? But just position yourself as a knowledgeable, trusted advisor, and you're teaching what you're learning along the way. And now they'll become interested in you because you're putting out a lot of valuable stuff. And now they're going to want to know, okay, well, what exactly does this person do? And then once they ask you, what do you do? And you're like, okay, well, I'm glad you asked. Then you present them, you introduce them to your opportunity, because now they're sold on you. And now because they're sold on you, you can pretty much present them, whatever you have. But if you lead with the opportunity, now when they go Google that opportunity, they're going to see some other people who ranked at the top of Google, and they're going to be more interested in these people if they're positioned the right way. So it's all about, so to answer your question, the short answer is they're leading too much with the opportunity versus leading with themselves, the value that they provide. Because if that company goes down, which a lot of network marketing companies go down every single day, if the company goes down and you built your whole entire existence around this company, right, and this product with this company versus your own brand, when that company goes down, you go down as well. But when you build your own audience around the knowledge that you're putting out based on what your company does and based on the value that you provide, that sets you up in a big way to win long term, regardless of what happens. It makes you recession proof.
What do you say about this? Do you have advice for people? Because, the reality is some people may hide behind their opportunity, right? And what I mean by that is some people are afraid to show the truth about themselves, or what's going on in their lives, or what's happening in their lives, or their journey in the early process. People a lot of the time want people to see when they're successful, or have an image or an idea that they're successful, not really highlighting what the real story is since you're in the beginning. And therefore kind of hide behind their opportunity. what kind of advice do you have for people in terms of, hey, stepping around your opportunity and shining light, like you said, on your own value, shining light on your own expertise, and kind of stepping out there and becoming the brand? How does a person reach that mindset where this is what they're going to do?
So I think the person who's want to hide behind the opportunity, I think they're screwed, to be honest with you, because they really said they're going to be that person who jumps from opportunity to opportunity because they're never going to win. Here's why. A lot of people think it's the opportunity, but in reality, network marketing is a leadership business, right? People are going to join you because of how they see you as a leader. How much money you make, or how much success, or how many cars you drive don't make you a leader. What makes you a leader is by you deciding to step up and lead and take people on a specific journey. So you didn't start this interview off with my story just because. We started off with the story because, of course, you and I both know people are interested in the story. So if we all know that people are interested in the story, why wouldn't you present your story every single time? So if you just join a network marketing opportunity today, you can say, hey, look, over the next 90 days, I'm going on this journey to get in. Let's say you just joined a health challenge, right, a health company. Right. You're like, over the next 90 days, I'm going on this journey. I'm gonna document this whole process. I'm gonna show you exactly how I'm gonna, get rid of this body fat. I'm gonna drop 10 pounds. I'm gonna create better eating habits, and I'm gonna do it 100% healthy, without even going to the gym. I'm gonna show y'all every single day. I'm gonna document my entire process of what I'm doing and so forth and so on. If you're interested in going on this journey with me, shoot me a DM. I'll get you some details, or shoot me a text, or whatever the case may be, and I'll get you some more details. But I'm just want to let y'all know what I'm up to, and I'll see y'all tomorrow with the kickoff video, of day one. You see what I'm saying? Right. So now day one, as I told y'all, here's what I'm doing, blah, 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 blah. Here's what I'm doing. If you're interested in, working with me and joining this process with me and getting this amazing shape for yourself as well, shoot me a DM, blah, blah, and you give them a call to action. And now at that point, you present them with the opportunity, but they bought into you and the mission. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Or, hey, over the next 90 days or the next 6 months or whatever, I'm on a mission to quit my job. If you know anybody who's looking to quit their job also, I'm be taking you on a quit your job challenge over the next 6 months or the next 90 days. I want you to follow me on this journey every single day. I'm going to document exactly what I'm doing, so you can see exactly what I'm doing. If you decide you want to do something like this, reach out to me and I can, show you exactly what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, that's so true. Whatever it is, what you see, I'm leading with value, yeah. Hey, I'm starting new. I ain't saying, hey, I'm this guru, I'm this top earner or nothing like that. You're like, hey, I'm starting this journey brand new 90 days. If you want to go with me, fantastic. If not, cool. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But you're not coming off a need. It's a completely different perspective, but people buy into leadership, man. And that's really what it's all about. That's why people, you're not going to build a big network marketing business if you're not willing to position yourself as a leader. That's just the bottom line. How do people begin working that muscle? Because leadership, of course, obviously is something that happens over time. How do people begin to build on that muscle, that leadership muscle? I would say you start building yourself first, because the first person you got to lead if you're going to be a leader is yourself. So the first thing you got to do is commit to something, make a commitment to what you're going to do. And whatever this commitment is, you stay with it even when you don't feel like it no more. Even when the results aren't showing up as fast as you want them to show up, like you still sticking with it and you continue to lead yourself. And people are going to stick with it. So I got clients who come on board now who said, hey man, I've been watching you the past 2 or 3 years, and I'm joining you now because I've seen you consistent over the last 2 or 3 years. So it's about, number one, leading yourself. And then everybody silently wants to be led, right? Mm-hmm. So if you continue to move forward just by creating a piece of content, putting some videos out like you're doing right now, Dawn. Mm-hmm. You're a prime example. You got your own show, you got your own platform. Mm-hmm. You're not looking for nobody to give you a platform. You're like, I'm gonna create my own platform. That's how you position yourself as a leader. It doesn't matter how many people watching. You ain't like, I don't care. I'm just gonna get started when I got 1,000 people who are gonna potentially watch. You're like, I'm gonna start even if it's just one person watching. And I know if I'm consistent, then I have 2 people watching, and then I have 3 people watching. Then I have, over the next, if it takes 5 or 10 years, and now you got 20, 30, 40, 50,000 people watching every time you upload a new episode. This is how you start leadership. You say, okay, I'm gonna do this thing, I'm gonna stick with it, and now you're leading yourself, and now you're building a community of other people who you're leading as well. Does that make sense?
Oh, it makes a lot of sense, man. And it's so true. And I think that a lot of people don't place the value on consistency, the journey. And I think that's one of the great things about the show. We've been blessed to interview great people like yourself, because one of the common themes that we're seeing is experience, man. Experience. And that's one of the things that, we hear a lot from people like yourself who have created the success. Here's the other social media question. Facebook ads. We see you dominating the Facebook ads lane. As far as home business, working from home or network marketing specifically, are Facebook ads kind of the future? Is that something that everybody's eventually, you think, is going to be doing, or is that just a special lane for special people?
You mean in terms of what? You said with Facebook ads, or just Facebook in general?
Facebook ads.
With Facebook ads, I think even if it's not Facebook ads, I think you should definitely be using some form of paid advertising. So whether it's, because you can just using paid ads just accelerate the path at which you can grow, right? You can do content. I always recommend doing content, but if you can put $5 or $10 a day, and then you exponentially get in front of way more people just that fast. So it's definitely something I would highly recommend getting into paid advertising, because learning how to invest $1 in the ads and get $1.50 or $2 or $3 or whatever the case may be, that's the fastest way to grow wealth. Like, you can't go anywhere and invest $1 and get $1.50 or $2 or $3 or $4 or whatever every 30 days, other than with paid advertising. So I definitely recommend it. Figure out how to install it into your business and get good at it, because it's no other way to grow wealth faster than paid advertising.
You see more and more people taking that route, because for so long traditionally Facebook ads really hasn't been a method as far as building a network marketing business.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, because the biggest thing is, like, most people just don't know how to do it. They don't know how to do it effectively. So they kind of look at Facebook as a tactic versus like having an overall strategy for it. So that's the biggest thing. People got to just know how to do it. And when you know how to do it the right way from a strategic standpoint, it's a gold mine.
Marquel, will you give out your social media website or anything like that? The family can get in touch if they like to.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Marquel Russell on everything. So MarquelRussell. My personal Facebook, it'll pop up as Marquel Chill Gates Russell. It's my personal. That's Chill Gates came from my entertainment world when I was doing club promotions and so forth. On my business page, it'll say Marquel Russell, get big ticket clients. My Instagram is Marquel Russell. YouTube, Marquel Russell. Whatever your favorite platform is, it's Marquel Russell on all these different platforms.
When did you get?
And then also, if you want to go to my website, it's marquelrussell.com. That's marquelrussell.com. I got a ton of free training, my podcast, and all that over there. What was your question?
Oh, definitely. I was going to ask you in terms of becoming a consultant. There's a lot of people out there that's wanting to do that as well. Any advice for someone who wants to get into that lane, that side of the game, becoming a consultant in terms of teaching other people that are in network marketing, home business, how to generate leads, attraction marketing, online marketing? How does someone get into that lane?
Yeah, so I would say the biggest way to get into that lane is, number one, getting good at something, obviously. Getting good at something, and then creating a process of teaching it to other people. I got a full training on how to get clients. If you want to get into, if you're in the consulting world or you're in the coaching world or service provider, if you go to attractbigticketclients.com. But essentially, just the short answer is, like, get good at something, and if you can solve a big problem for somebody, people will pay you a lot of money to help them solve that problem. So I would say that's the fastest way to get into it.
Well, Marquel, we definitely appreciate you coming on to the show, man. Before we let you go, we definitely got to introduce you to this new game that we play with our guests, and everyone's loving it so far. We call it a word of advice with a mentor. And Marquel, basically what we do, man, is we shoot a couple of words at you, and then you'll basically use the word that I give you to give us a word of advice. That makes sense?
So you give me the word, and then I give you a word of advice, but using the word you give me.
Yep, exactly.
Is that correct?
You got it? Yeah, you got it. That's okay. It. I give you the word. You give us a word of advice using that word. You ready to play?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's get it. So the first word that we have for you, Marquel, is story.
Story. Always use your story in your marketing. Story-based marketing is very, very powerful.
That's something we can learn more about on your site.
Absolutely, 100%.
Awesome. The next word is attract.
Attract. You want to attract clients to you. Put a system in place where you can automatically attract new leads and new clients to you every single day. And if you do, you're never at work about money again.
The next word is power.
Power. You have more power than you realize. You got to stand into it. Stand in it. Stop hiding behind the camera. Well, stop behind the computer screen. Stop behind what you think you should do, or how you think you should look, or how you think you should sound, how you think you should show up. Own your personal power. Leverage it. Be uniquely you, and you're unstoppable.
That's good stuff. The next word is learn.
Learn. I mean, learning. Most people think that that learning is consuming new information, right? So for me, give me an example. If you listen to my voice right now, you may have got some good insights based on what I've shared on this podcast, but you didn't learn anything. The only way you will learn something, and you know you learned, if you go out and implement. So you know you learned something by new actions, not just by getting new information.
I like that. The last word we got for you, man, is leadership.
Leadership. I mean, everything, like John Maxwell says, everything involves on leadership. People like Dan Kennedy has a quote. He said, everybody silently walks around holding their cord in their hand, wanting to be plugged into something. So that people are looking for leadership to go to the next level. So you are a leader. Step into it. You're called to serve a specific crowd, specific audience. Step into that because people are waiting for you to lead.
That's good stuff, man. You killed it, man. And one thing I almost forgot to ask you before you go, man, I think it's important. We see you attend a lot of leadership conferences. Speaking of leadership, we see you attend a lot of conferences that's based on leadership, new tactics and marketing, tactics and things like that. How important and how effective has that been for you going to events like that where you're learning from the best?
Yeah, it's very important. I mean, like I explained in my story early on, I would not be on this podcast right now if I didn't go to a conference, almost 10 years ago. I went to that conference, and that instilled some belief in me that I could do this because I saw other people win it. So by going to these conferences, you get to meet other people like you who are on the same wavelength, because if people invest in going to events, they're top of the echelon, right? Just your average people don't invest in going to events, buying tickets, traveling, hotel, all that different stuff. People just don't do that. So you get to network with the right people, you get to expand, you can grow your brand even more, and then you get to the point you can see what's possible because you see other people succeeding, and then you get to the point where if it's part of your goals, now you find yourself on stages, speaking there or hosting your own events and stuff. So it's very powerful.
Should you go to your own company's events, or maybe should you even go to company or events that have nothing to do with your company, but it's basically information?
I would say do both. I would say go to your company events, get your team to your company events also, and then also, go into other worlds outside of your company as well.
Well, family, you heard it directly from Marquel Russell. Man, we thank you for coming on to the show. It's been a pleasure. We definitely got to have you back, man. We have a new series we're working on, Marquel. It's called A Day in the Life. And basically, man, this is going to be like the lifestyles of the rich and famous for the network marketing, home business, online business industry, where we basically turn the camera on and you show us whatever you want. Like I see, you got a lot of books back there. You must do a lot of reading. A lot of those books must be personal development, man. So if you want to show us some of those books on the series, man, that'd be awesome. You can be at dinner, you could be shopping, anything you want to do, but it's personal development personal development meets lifestyle. We get a chance to see the lifestyle and also get some more of those nuggets from you, man. So we definitely got to have you back, brother.
Okay, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. Let me know anytime, man. I'm definitely down for it. Let's make it happen.
Awesome. Well, family, that'll do it, man. We got Marquel Russell. We'll see you next time. Peace.